All right, John, thank you so much. I'm excited to that you're taking the time with me. Thanks so much for sending me the information that you emailed over to me. And it was nice to meet you when you came by and took a tour of the house.
Candice,
So I really
I was just gonna say, I really appreciate you guys allowing me to come and tour your house. It is gorgeous. Um, I think we're gonna make some magic happen with it. But go ahead.
exciting, exciting. So tell me, what sets you apart from other brokers that are in the market?
It's a great question, and we have a lot of brokers in the market, but I think there's two pieces of that question. One is what sets me apart in this. And then there's what sets my organization apart. Now, for me personally, I've been helping people make really big life changing decisions for about the last 20 years. And it's something that I have a lot of passion for. It's something that makes me, it makes me feel good. And if you do something that makes you feel good, you put your whole heart into it. And so I'm not a fly by night kind of guy. I'm here and I'm here for you. And you'll have my contact information. I will respond to you. If it's within office hours, I'll respond to you in under an hour. If it's after office hours, depending upon how urgent of a message it is, I'll get back to you by the next morning. Now, as far as my organization goes, so Best Choice Realty is a single firm. Unlike a lot of organizations that are out there, say a Keller Williams or an EXP, those organizations are franchises. And what that means is that each individual franchise has its own rules, has its own policies and procedures, and they don't always communicate with each other seamlessly. We are one organization, over 500 agents that work in Greater Washington, and we're the quickest growing agency within Greater Washington. So we bring a lot
Wow.
of experience to the table. We also bring a lot of eyes onto your property.
Okay. Wow. That's exciting. It excites me. Well, thank you
Good.
for sharing that.
Sure, of course. What other questions do you have
So,
for me?
well, there's the home that's nearby on the market that we were
Yep.
talking about. And I just was wondering, how does it compare to my property? And is it going to have an impact on how we sell my house?
A great question. Candace, what I'd want to do is I want to show you a little bit of a comparative market analysis. And what this is it looks at homes that are in your area. And how I've broken it down is I'm showing homes that have both sold in your area, that are currently on the market in your area, and that are pending in your area. Now,
Okay.
the reason I've done this is to show you there's a lot of variation in the homes that are in your area. And why
Mhm.
is that important? At the price point that we're looking at, the person who walks into your home and likes it is not going to probably walk into the next home and say, oh, well, this one is very similar to the last one. We're talking about homes that are at $1.5 million and above. If we were talking about a community that had standardized homes or maybe three home platforms that you could decide on, that would change the calculus. But at this price point, every home is different. And so somebody walking into your home and loving it is probably not going to walk into your neighbor's home and love it. They're too different.
Got it. Okay. Okay. That makes sense. All
Good.
right. And so, in looking at the properties, I did notice
Hmm.
there, you're right, there's a huge range in
Yeah.
pricing. What is the difference? There's, I think there was a couple that were active on the market that were
Hmm.
in the 2 million
Oh,
price
yeah.
point. Yeah, so what makes those ones different?
It's really the community. So you guys have lived in Issaquah for a little bit of time, and Seattle's a really interesting. King County's a really interesting market. Issaquah itself is, on average, the homes are 1.2 and above. King County in general, houses are on average about $1 million. But what sets Issaquah apart is its nearness to Greater Seattle and Bellevue, the great school systems. And when we're looking at individual houses, the things that are setting those houses are apart, or excuse me, houses apart are size, as well as property size, and of course condition. That's always going to make a big difference. But at the price points that we're looking at, most of these homes are going to be
Mhm.
luxuriously appointed. They're all very well maintained. But as we look at the prices, the things that you're going to see is that in the homes that have been sold here, square footage 2,400 to 3,500, and those are going between,
Mhm.
on average, 1.38 million. The pending
Okay.
homes that we're looking at, average footage was about 3,000, 1.5 million. Now,
Mhm.
your home is in that 4,000 plus range. Houses in that
Mhm.
area are going close to $2 million. And so
Okay.
it's a matter of both the square footage of the home as well as the size of the property itself. Because in Issaquah, property sizes is a premium. And so we're looking
Okay.
in general at homes on plots around 1 acre. But as we continue to move up, those houses begin to become much more expensive.
Okay. Okay. All right. Well, that's wonderful. And so my other question that I had was when
Mhm,
you walk through the home,
mhm.
honestly, I know there's probably some things I need to do. What should
Yeah.
I be fixing on the property before we list? And
Mhm.
what is priority, you know?
I do. I do. So again, you've got a beautiful home.
Mm-hmm.
The appliances, the kitchen, the general layout, a lot of the fixtures. It's obvious that you guys have spent a lot of time and money making sure this home was truly a place that you valued and that you love. But there are always things that somebody can do to improve both the price as well as the quote unquote curb appeal of their home. And
Yes. Yes.
those things depend upon what it is that we're looking to do. So, what is your desired outcome? Why are you selling the home? If we're looking for
Right.
speed, we're not going to remodel your kitchen. If speed
Okay.
isn't something that we're concerned about, then we really can look
Hmm.
at things like, hey, we need to redo your deck. It's really nice, but I did see some rotten boards out there.
Okay.
Your windows, I saw that they were single pane. We are really getting to a point, especially here with we've seen snow in the last couple of years. So we want to make
Oh, yeah.
sure that your home is thoroughly insulated. So we might look at, or one of the things that I would recommend is getting new windows and doors, triple sealed, getting an analysis um, of your energy output. I walked through, I saw that you had some floor lamps, I saw that you had some fluorescent bulbs still in the home. We might want to look at potentially doing some fixtures and changing some of those fixtures out. Now, as we talk about what are the priorities there, and
Hmm.
again, that's going to matter. That's going to depend on how quickly you're looking to move out of the house and what it is that you're looking to get out of that move. So help me understand that. Why are
Okay.
you looking to make a change?
Well, we've been in this house for many years. I'm
Mhm.
going to move with family. So I'm not in a huge rush. I'd like to be able to make the move before the end of the year.
Okay.
And so, but I still want to get as much as I can. out of this house because this is probably the last house that I am going to purchase.
Okay.
So, so yeah, so I want to get as much as I can for the house. I I'm kind of with you. I don't know that I want to remodel the kitchen, but if I can, do some things like updating the deck, maybe
Hmm.
get some of the windows replaced,
Hmm.
and some fixtures just to kind of give it a spunkier look. I did see
Hmm.
some really nice new lighting that they've got going on. I saw it on Amazon actually. And they
Uh,
got this special lighting that just kind of like does something immaculate to a room. And I thought, you know what? It didn't see, I mean, they were probably the most expensive lights I've ever bought, but what
right.
it does for a room is like cool.
Oh,
So so
well,
yeah, so it sounds like I should just get the deck, maybe look at getting the windows replaced and do some lighting and fixture updates. What
yeah,
do you think?
I think that sounds really good. And you know what? This week, excuse me, today is Prime Day. I'm gonna do something that I typically don't do. I'm gonna have my electrician, who actually did the reinstallation of all of our lights, give you a call today. Why don't you go
Okay.
online, figure out which of those fixtures you like? He's gonna call you probably in the next 2 hours, and then he can coordinate with you to get over there and get those things done right away. Now, as
Oh
far
my
as going ahead,
gosh.
oh yeah, look, if we're gonna do it, let's get it done. And especially because you can get a
Yes.
deal on those light fixtures right now. Um,
Right, right.
now, as far as the deck and the windows go, I think we can get the decking
Mhm.
done pretty quickly and the windows done pretty quickly. But what I would suggest, it can take a little bit of time. You have some windows um, that are unique, and so those aren't going to be windows that they can just pull out of the store. So that
Okay.
might take a little bit longer. Let's go ahead, get in contact with a couple of window agencies. Um,
Hmm.
I've got the Sherwin-Williams jingle in my head for some reason, but um, let's get in contact with a couple of those agencies, get somebody out there to see how long it would take to get those custom orders filled. And if that's going to take longer than the end of the year, then let's look at just adjusting the price and giving a credit to the new homeowner so that they can then go ahead, put whatever windows they want into the home. And that way you're not staying in the home longer than you actually want to, just waiting on the windows to be delivered. Now,
Okay. Okay.
and
Do
then
you think that the windows are going to be a big deal?
I think the windows are going to be a big deal. And
Okay.
it's because when we do an analysis on your home's value, one of the things that people are
Mhm.
actually concerned about, especially again because we are dealing with more snow, so the
Yeah.
temperature
Winter's getting
fluctuation
cold.
here is, and then summers are getting really hot. So
Yeah.
we want to make sure that insulation is very important in our homes nowadays. Because, my mom used to say, close that door. I'm not paying for you to air condition the outside. And
Ah,
so we want to make sure that that things like that are taken care of. Now, your deck, we could probably
okay.
get that done before you go. Um, and so
Okay.
again, um, we have a number of contractors that we can get in contact with very quickly. We can get them over, look at what needs to get done, and then you can decide how quickly and the types of materials you want to get redone for your deck.
Okay. Perfect. That sounds good. I guess I'm really ready. I'm ready to kind
Okay.
of get started. And what I'd like to do, but just the last thing is like, you know, I've heard a lot about fees and having to
Mhm.
pay a buyer's agent fee. Is that something I have to do?
It's a good question, and the why this has all come up is there was a legal case brought against the National Association of Realtors, NAR, and what they determined is that people need to understand that they can really negotiate on those fees, and that the seller doesn't have to pay that quote unquote fee. But here's my recommendation. You want the most money that you can get out of your property.
Yes.
Correct? Good.
Yes.
Do you want, as we look at this, how long do you want to stay on the market? 2 months potentially? In that 2 month time period, because that would be December. In that 2 month time period, do you want to see more buyers or less buyers?
Okay. Well, I definitely want to see more buyers because,
You
yeah.
want to see, okay.
But then
And
again,
so,
I'm not in a huge rush. I'd like to get the house on the market and sold by the end of the year, but this is everything. So,
I
but I would love to
understand.
see more buyers. Yes. Yes.
Yeah. And so when you are not paying a fee, is there an incentive for a seller to, excuse me, a buyer's agent to bring their customer, their client to your home?
Oh, I never looked at it that way.
So what we're
Okay.
trying to do is we're really trying to incentivize a buyer's agent to bring their person to your home. Now we don't have to pay that seller's fee. Again, we don't have to,
Hmm.
but the likelihood of you getting more buyers goes down the less that we're paying. Over like
I see.
70% of homes that are bought on the market, and I don't want you to quote me on that number. I'll send you the actual numbers here later. But it's around 70% of homes that are bought with a buyer's agent. And so, especially
Okay.
at this price point, we're talking over $1.5 million. The
Yeah.
random person off the street isn't even coming to look at your property, and most of the agents at this price point have a buyer's agent, um, and they're looking to show them the houses that are going to be worth their time as well.
Okay. That makes sense. Okay. Well, this
Good.
is wonderful. I'm excited to take it to the next step. You said that you'll have your electrician reach out to me. So I'll
Mm-hmm.
start shopping on Amazon for that
Mm-hmm.
lighting that I saw recently. And
Great.
then you also had maybe somebody who can do the deck.
I do. So I'm going
Okay.
to go ahead and here's my phone right now. You're going to receive an introduction between you and um, my electrician here in a moment. You should be getting that text here shortly. And then
Got
got it.
it.
Good deal. Yeah, so I'm going to have you guys now have been introduced to each other. Give me about 10 minutes because I'm going to call him and just let him know what's going on. But yes, then
Okay.
I will put together my list of vendors that are local to the area and that have done some work for both me as well as other people in the area and get that list over to you here by end of day.
Okay. Okay. Well, I am excited for the next steps, John, and I appreciate you taking the time to, kind of sit down with me and go over the information that you had sent as well. So thank you,
Of
and I
course.
look forward to getting this house on the market. It sounds like we're going to be going by the end of the month.
Hey, yes. So
I
my
got a lot of
plan,
work to do.
we do. So, hey, you are not in this alone. Okay, just so you
Okay.
understand, there is a lot of work. But if you've got questions, if you've got concerns, feel free to reach out to me. I'm going to send over to you a timeline of things that need to get done. We can stick to that timeline. If we're looking like we're a little bit ahead, great. If we're looking like we're a little bit behind, that's okay. We can both work on getting this stuff done together. Sound good?
Oh, that sounds great. I love timelines and a checklist. So thanks so
Awesome.
much, John.
You're very welcome, Candace. Have a great rest of your day.
You too.